Ooh, hello everybody out there in Facebook land, TikTok world, YouTube, Instagram, everywhere. I am going to be going live later. I'm going to pretend that you guys can hear me out there. I'm trying out some new stuff. I don't know what all you guys can hear, how I sound. Hopefully I sound decent enough to come across your world. I am moving some things around. I do have my new microphone set up. I do have my new little mixer board. I feel like a DJ. No, I'm kidding. I'm not a DJ. And this isn't a DJ mixer board. This is just a soundboard that does some cool stuff. Like when I say stuff really, really stupid, I can go. Which you guys, unfortunately, can't hear that on TikTok. But one of these days, maybe I'll have it all working. I can't hear myself like I have in the past just because I don't have headphones in. I have a pair of headphones, but they're Bluetooth, and I don't hook up to this soundboard. So just trying to go analog with them, with the line in, doesn't work. So even though I've got them connected to my phone, all that good stuff, um, I can't hear myself. So I am relying on you, the viewers, to tell me if you can hear me out there in all the lands, from Facebook to YouTube to TikTok here. I'm assuming you guys can hear me. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm just going on a leap of faith. You can see a piece of artwork behind me instead of my normal 412 Productions back here. This is a piece of artwork I did for the girlfriend for Valentine's Day. I'll move out the way. That way you can see it 100%, and you get to see her favorite character, Michelangelo, or Mikey, from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This was on a blank sketch cover, which I've got another one laying around, which I'll be doing some more artwork on. So if you're interested in something like that for yourself, you can contact me, the artist. I'm going to be having some fun once I get some headphones in so I can listen to what I sound like. So I can start doing my voiceover for the movie that I'm going to be starring in. As the voice, you're not going to see my face, which is everybody saying, oh, good, you don't get to see your face. So we're going to be talking about all kinds of cool stuff today, from action figures to comic books. If you have any questions, just please drop them here on the broadcast channel. Just typey-type them in there, or voice to text, however you like to do it. So let's start out with a few days ago, right before Valentine's Day, I ended up getting blocked on my TikTok live because for some reason they deemed my show as a S show. And if you know what I'm talking about, if you know what SW stands for, all that good stuff, you know what I'm talking about. They deemed my show a deviant show, if you will. Think OnlyFans and SW, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. So I appealed that. I won, and because my show does not portray that. Yes, I showed this little cover right here, which I'm not going to show right now, but it is my Street Fighters with Chun-Li barely covered, and she's self-covering. It's that if you know Gen 13 back in the day, the hand bra cover, basically taken from the Janet Jackson album cover, when J. Scott Campbell drew this picture up, is what he took the picture from, with the main character in Gen 13, a comic book series at Image Comics, done by Jim Lee. They decided that I was promoting S type of stuff on here. Even though we've already talked about people will sit here and hamster bait here on the channel and it doesn't get flagged. I was flipping through and I saw a live show where a dude is live streaming from a adult club, a gentleman's club at this very moment. And it's just like, but yet I'm the one that gets flagged for showing a drawing of a woman, but yet these people can hamster bait on camera and not get flagged. And these people can live stream from a gentleman's club and not get flagged with dancers on stage. And I'm like, something just doesn't make sense here. I mean, I can show a scantily clad female on my artwork and get flagged. But yet, all this other stuff's going on TikTok? Make that make sense for me. Again, hopefully you can hear me out there. I can't hear myself, unfortunately. I mean, I can hear myself because I'm talking. I just can't hear myself on like Facebook platform or YouTube platform where I'm going live right now. Technically, it's Facebook where I'm going live. So make that make sense to me. If you understand that, please make that make sense. Because I don't see how it makes any sense at all that I'm the one that gets flagged for showing a picture of a female who is covered, but yet all that other can go on TikTok platform. So make that make sense, please. Uh, Thank you for the likes. Please share this out to your friends so that they can come check out the broadcast channel. We talk artwork, we talk comic books, we talk action figures, we talk movies. Just because that's what I'm into. We avoid politics like the plague because everybody gets rump hurt with that, and it. We all have our political views. We all like who we like. We all voted for who we voted for. Okay, so there's no sense in bringing all that up because everybody else on TikTok is already bringing it up. Um, it's cold weather here. We're starting to get the cold weather yet again. We are going to be down in the single digits coming up. We're at 24 right now. But later on tonight and tomorrow night, I think we're supposed to be down to like 6 and 8 degrees for the next 2 nights in a row. And so that's going to be fun. But I've got my fireplace going, so it's all good. It's all goodly. But let's see. A few days ago, I got about 14 pounds worth of comic books in from the Goodwill. I frequent their auction site to see what they've got. And sometimes I miss out on some good stuff, not for lack of trying, but because somebody outbids you. And so I did get outbid on one that I really wanted, but it got up to a staggering amount that I didn't want to pay. So it was a good thing that I stopped bidding when I did. And so it all worked out in the end. I got 14 pounds worth of Marvel comics, which we're going to go through here today. I'm going to show you some scores that I got because I'm a huge X-Files fan too. That's one show that I can watch completely over and over and over and over again, no matter what. And I'm always hoping that they bring out some more new seasons like they did with 9 and 10. Or was it 10 and 11? 10 and 11. Sorry, they stopped at season 9 with the original run and did 2 movies and a bunch of spin-offs between the Lone Gunman, Millennium Group, and then they did 2 more seasons after, whenever they're adults per se. They were adults in the show, but more or less their older years in the FBI. So I got some figures in as well. So we'll start with those first off. Not too bad of a packaging for being from, what year are you from? 1996? No, 1998. So right here we got Dana Scully. No, this one isn't Dana. This one is Series 1 X-Files. This is the alien and a caveman right here. The packaging is a little bent up right here, but nothing major. It's still completely intact, completely sealed. This is from Fight the Future. So this is when the aliens and cavemen got into it. Attack Alien, right here. It is by McFarlane Toys. It came from KB Toys, and somebody got it for $4.99 when it went on sale as KB Toys was closing. Um, so that's always fun to see. Just like whenever Toys R Us was here in town, and it started to close down. Now this one is Dana Scully. The packaging is a little better. It still has a little bit of, some bends and stuff like that. But for a figure from, sorry, my eyesight sucks. Yeah, 1998. Let me double check that. Yes, 1998. Had to put it in the light right there. But right here, it did have a sticker on it, which is going to have to be cleaned up right here. But she's got a body bag. This is Agent Scully. And this is McFarlane Toys as well. From Fight the Future, yet again. The toys. And you see Mulder and Scully on the back. But it is great, and it is still sealed completely tight on the packaging itself right here. There are no breaks, there are no openings, anything like that in this package. So that's always a plus when it comes to the figure, because that means the figure is still in mint primo 10.0 condition, not the packaging. So there you go. I'm going to flip over here real fast to see if anybody has asked any questions. And it looks like tons of joiners, which is awesome. I appreciate each and every one of you being here on the broadcast channel. Hopefully you guys are having some fun. What are you guys up to this morning? Besides being awake at 4:10 a.m. in the morning, I've been up since way before then. Excuse me. I know you guys heard that. These guys probably didn't. I don't know. I am always up pretty early for the most part. There are some days that I can get close to 8 hours worth of sleep, and that is very rare. Just because, why sleep when there's things to do? Now, whenever I do get up super early, I do get in here and start artwork. Like yesterday, I got up about midnight after going to bed at probably about 9:30. And why do you go to bed so early sometimes? Well, that's because the girlfriend gets up to go to work early most days. But I homestead as well. So that means I've got chickens, I've got pigs, I've got goats, I've got ducks to take care of in the mornings. So my day starts before the animal chores, and then it runs concurrently throughout the rest of the day. So whenever you're done with your chores for the animals, whenever you put them to bed, which is right now roughly about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock when the sun is going down, they're starting to make their way to bed, especially the chickens. They know when it's time to go to bed, and which is awesome. And the goats, not so much. The ducks, they stay up until they're ready to go to bed, and which is way later than the chickens. So, with that, your day kind of winds down after you've taken care of the animals. Now, you do still have the indoor animals, which is the dog and the pig. Yes, the pig is inside. Has her own little bed and everything. Doggy beds. She actually has a whole couch to herself if she wants it. She got little steps up to it. It's kind of cute. Some people like, you're fucking crazy. But yeah, no, that's part of being a homesteader. You are crazy. Because you're not only taking care of yourself, but you're also shelling out money for a bunch of animals. So, there is that. But it's fun. It's a rewarding lifestyle. I'm out here, just pulled in 46 cedar posts to work on my fence and create the new habitat area for the chickens. Let's see. Which means I need a lot of concrete. Which one 80-pound bag does 2 posts, so do the math. Now, not all the posts here are for me. They are for another guy as well, but the majority are for me. There's a few that are dead, completely dead, that he is taking home with him to burn in his fireplace. A lot of people are like, "Oh, you're burning cedar in your fireplace?" Well, yeah, that's some of the best wood to burn. You get that nice crackle and pop that like people love to hear in their fireplace or in even their fire pits. So, but it also, as I'm learning, helps take away some of that um, dangerous stuff that builds up in your uh, chimney area. You know, if you don't clean it out on a regular basis, you can get that creosote stuff and blow it out of there. You know, all that good stuff. So, hopefully, y'all are doing good this morning, and hopefully, you all are having some fun. We just showed two of the figures I just got in from the Goodwill, where I do some frequent shopping because they have some good stuff on their online section. Now, oh goodness, excuse me. Now, whenever you go into the store, they have some good stuff, but you have to get there early sometimes to get some of their Goodwill good stuff. But it's much easier to shop online. Yeah, they have to ship it to you and all that good stuff, but it's not horrible. I did have one mishap, um, which was a computer, and when it came in damaged. The screen had been busted on one side because of the way it was packaged. They did not package it very well at all, and but they made it right. They refunded X amount of the money from the sale of the computer so that I could get the screen fixed on it. It was an iMac, 27-inch iMac, and so I just needed the glass screen in front of the monitor itself replaced. And I quoted them a price that I found in town, and they refunded that plus some of the money that I spent. So that was good of them. So I will continue to shop with them online more so. I mean, I go into their stores. My girlfriend and I go into their stores quite a bit as well, just to see what's there. Because sometimes you do find some cool stuff, um, and you do find some name brand stuff that's not horribly priced. So, but do some thrift shopping, folks. It might do you some good. Like here, buy my artwork. It's not thrift shopping, but I do run some good sales periodically throughout the year. And this is a rebuild year for me. So I have a three full portfolios of artwork ready for your house and not mine. I'm looking forward to offloading it into your hands and your walls. And if you're running out of wall space, think ceiling space. Think ceiling space because I'm actually going to start putting stuff on my ceiling too. Um, just because I have the room and it's my office. I can do what the fuck I want, right? All right. So, with that being said, I'm going to grab this box of comics, this 14-pound box of comics. As you can see, my face is going behind this green screen area right here on TikTok. But that is not a green screen. That is actually the black dampener in front of the microphone right here that I've got in my new setup. I picked up a new setup from the TikTok shop. This microphone that you're hearing me from on TikTok right now is not from the TikTok shop. It came from another app where you can gain money and do all that kinds of good stuff. You like here, I'm gaining money as well, a whole dollar at a time. Woohoo! Go me. Unlike some creators that are bringing in like eight, nine, $1,000 a shot, you know. But I'm assuming they're going live like every hour on the hour or staying live for like 3 or 4 hours at a time, which I do not have that kind of time. Now I could walk you around my entire day of what I do when it comes to the animal chores and all that stuff after a certain point in time, which is about 7:30, 8 o'clock right now. Now I know the sun will be coming up earlier and earlier um, soon as daylight saving times approaches. And I see another state just got rid of daylight savings time altogether, which really everybody needs to abolish daylight savings time 100%, since it was made for farmers and even the farmers don't follow the daylight savings time anymore. Um, But that's just my opinion, and my opinion is okay because it's from me. Now, you have your own opinion on it, I'm sure, and you know that's what makes us great as a people. We have our own opinions, and sometimes our opinions are wrong, sometimes our opinions are right, but it is what it is, and we move forward with life. And hopefully, you don't get mad at people just because of their opinion. Oh, wait, people do. Those wonderful keyboard warriors out there that get mad at people's opinions. Just like I don't like Captain America. Does that make me non American? No. It's just one of the characters I never liked, especially when it came to comic books. And Superman. I don't like Superman right here. And he's on my shirt. If he was gone, it would be a cooler shirt with Batman and Wonder Woman. Um, Superman has just never been one of my favorite characters. So, you know, and a lot of people love both of those two characters, Captain America and Superman. I can't stand either one of them, to be honest. Um, and this is coming from a guy that's right here. You can't see it on TikTok, but on Facebook you guys can see it. I've got an entire run of Captain America comic books over here, and you know there's some key issues in those Captain America comic books, but I'm not a Captain America fan. The only reason I have those Captain America comic books is because I was bestowed about 3,000 comic books, and they came from the trash in reality. And I appreciate you, Ghost. Thanks for loving the show, liking the show. Please follow. You guys can go up here on my profile, go to my website, and then underneath my 412 Productions Art of Monty Anderson logo, you can follow the rest of my channels, which is Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and you are here on TikTok with me live right now. Live and in charge. But I do love each and every one of you stopping in and checking out the channel. And we will get to my comic books here in just one moment. But back to the trash can story that I haven't told in a little while. But I was bestowed these 3,000 comic books from some friends of mine who own a construction business in Oklahoma City area. And they are military buddies of mine. Yes, I was in the military. I am a veteran. I am a combat veteran. I saw lots of action when I was in Afghanistan for 1 year. And they got a call to a house to drop one of their dumpsters, so they put a dumpster in front of this house. Well, the people were done with it after filling it up, and they decided to see what was in there before they hauled it off to the dump, just to see if there was anything good, salvageable, anything like that. And they started opening up these boxes, and inside these boxes had Ziploc bags worth of comic books inside the boxes. And so they contacted me because they knew I was into comic books and did a lot of artwork related to comic books and things like that. And so they contacted me up and they were like, hey, we got about 3,000 comic books here. Are you interested? And I was like, well, yeah, I'm interested. So I paid them some money for it. And now I'm sitting on over 3,000 comic books here with a lot of key issues. In that 3,000, little over 3,000 comic books from, I would say, somewhere in the 1960s, but the majority were the Bronze Age, 1974 to 1985. And there were over 300 key issues in that lot. Now, when I say a key issue, that means like the first full appearance of the Wolverine, Hulk 181. The cameo appearance in 180 was not in this grouping, but they had the second, per se, appearance of Wolverine in Hulk 182 as well. So, Iron Fist number 14, the first appearance of Sabretooth. They didn't call him Sabretooth at the time. And that was his first appearance. So, as I started putting these in and giving them a grade of their appearance, because whenever you give a comic book a grade, you give it a very fine, near mint, those type things. Here, whenever you put it into this app, the HIP app, the HIP comic app, my collection, You give it a grade of what you think it might come back from, and I go lower than what I expect it would come back to if I were to actually get it graded through CGC. And even at some of the grades that I put them at like a 2.0 or a 5.0 or a 9.6, you know, it's a lot of prices that pop up, and it fluctuates. Comic books fluctuate more than the stock market, if you will, which is crazy to me. But one day Hulk 181 could be sitting at, for a 9.0 grade, it could be sitting at what, $8,000, and the very next day it could be sitting around, $6,000. So why did it just lose $2,000 in a day? You know, but you don't know the reasonings behind anything when it comes to comic book realm, of why comics fluctuate as much as they do. Because take Spawn #1 when it came out, people were buying 10s and 20 at a time, whenever they came out in 1992, and um, right off the bat, when people were starting to sell some, they were selling for anywhere between $300 and $400 less than a month later. And now they're like $70 or $30 or $15. I mean, I can go on Mercari and find a dime a dozen at about $15 a shot right now. That's just because everybody saturated the market. Whenever, oh, I can sell this for $300 right now. Okay, done. And then all of a sudden, boom, the influx, the supply and demand was over, because now everybody had a copy, and everybody could afford a copy again, because everybody dumped back into the market. So that brought the market down on that comic book. And you see that a lot. You see, especially now with some of the artists and things like that that are coming out. Take Mark Spears' Monsters right now. If you're looking to buy issue #1, start shelling out some cash, because you're looking at over $500-600 for issue #1 of Monsters, from Mark Spears. Even the new stuff coming out, like issue 4, 5, or 6 or whatever, is still demanding, unless you buy it directly off the newsstand, or have it in your select box, and bought it at retail price. The price is already at 100 and something bucks. So, excuse me there. So, it's just, you never know what's going to get hot in this marketplace when it comes to comic books. So, a lot of people don't even try. If something were to happen to all these comic books, my over 6,000 comic books that I have sitting in my house, I would probably never buy another comic book again, because this is my second go around with the recollecting comic books. Won't go into the whole sad sap story of the first run, but my biggest run is Uncanny X-Men. That's my biggest love when it comes to comic books, because that is what got me seriously hooked into comic books. Uncanny X-Men #163. You can go look that one up. Excuse me. But that one is the one that got me to start digging into what some words meant when it came to what they were talking about in the comic book. Here I am, a young kid. They're using big fancy words that I hadn't even seen yet. So I'm digging it through the dictionary, looking at the words as I'm reading the comic book. And so it's like, oh, that makes a whole lot more sense, And I drink all my drinky drink. Oh my goodness. I gotta grab another one. Hold on. Yes, I have a fridge in my office, which gives me my brisk tea. This isn't tea, this is the fruit punch. I don't like tea. Tea is gross. And so I go with my lemonade or fruit punch, which I'm going to start cutting back on and going more and more water, because I need it for my system. I'm an old guy. For some reason, I don't feel old. Period. I'm 53 years old. I'll be 54 this year. And with that being said, I just lifted 3,000 pounds worth of cedar logs. Okay. And majority of that was by myself. I did have Scott to help me out on those said logs. And John, whose property we got them from. And we appreciate him. We'll be going back for more. Just because I've got to use my, I guess I could call him stepdad, but he is my girlfriend's dad. I'm going to have to use his auger, so I'm not hand drilling into the ground with my post hole diggers, because it's going to be a lot. I'm putting in, I'm putting in 20 something in the back 50 that I just opened up. And then I've got to shore up the entire fence that was already here, because whenever they put it up, they use cedar cut first, which is that rough looking lumber, which nobody likes to use, but they used it for the fence here. And they did not tie it in with anything. So that means there's no post holding this fence up. It's all just tied into itself, which is kind of crappy if you think about it, because another good gust of wind and that whole fence is probably going to fall down and hit their truck, my neighbor's truck, who we talk on a regular basis. We follow each other on Facebook. So yeah, I do not understand why someone doesn't build a fence correctly in the first place. If you're going to do it, make sure you put some fence posts up, please. So that the next person doesn't have to come in and do it themselves. But this saves me a lot of money on fence post, because that's what these are going to be turned into, is the fence posts themselves. And so it's cedar as well, which means it's going to last longer than actually anything else that I put up out there. It could probably even last longer than this house that's already deteriorating on the floorboards. So, but we're getting ready to get into the comic books. Yes, the whole 14 pounds worth of comic books that I picked up through the Goodwill online section. They do have online auctions, and they have some good stuff out there. I mean, I was looking at their website just the other day, and on their opening page, they show some of their premier auctions and things like that. And they have diamonds, they have gold, they have, antiques. They have, if you're into antique books, stuff from like 1840 and so on and so forth. They have all kinds of different things. I mean, they have action figures, they have comic books, they have regular books, they have lamps, they have computers, they have cameras. Whatever you're looking for, they probably have it on their website for their online stuff. And these are being shipped from many different parts of the United States, from everything from Washington, from Texas to, California, many different places. And so it's not just like one central location that they're doing all this from, because each location has specific items that other locations might not get. So they auction them off through each of their individual places, individual stores. So, and I'm sure ours here in the Fort Smith, Arkansas area also has that option. I think we've got 2 different Goodwill stores here in town. And I'm sure that they have their own little online section as well that hooks into this main hub over here. And so that means that if I did order something and want it and it was in my location, I could just go pick it up and not have to worry about shipping, because their shipping cost is a little pricey when it comes to certain things, because they're using, UPS or FedEx ground, and which is a little pricey, because I've paid upwards of, like $15 to $18 just for shipping alone, and sometimes up to 20 some odd, almost 30 some odd dollars for shipping. So, and sometimes that's more than what you bought the merchandise for. So it gets a little crazy on the shipping. It does. So one of these days I'll have all this hooking up right, so everybody can hear all the giggles and laughter and cheers and all that good stuff that we get to play with on my new little board right here on my live sound card. But the people on Facebook and YouTube will be able to hear this, so make sure you go to Facebook and YouTube, or just the YouTube channel, and subscribe there. And that way you can also hear some of these laugh tracks and cheers and giggles and stuff like that goes in um, with this. Hopefully I'm not sounding too weird over here. Um, I don't know which sound I need to be on, actually. I think let's try some MC and see what happens over there. I don't know if that's changing anything up there or not. Maybe I sound a little different. Maybe I sound the same. Who knows? Who knows? I really don't know. I wish I could honestly hear myself right now through the mixer board, the live sound card. But let me grab these comic books, and we will go from there. And the applause just ended. So, right off the bat, as my microphone moves because my big ass chair, let me do all this stuff right here. All right, so I'm gonna set this big old box on the ground, and we're gonna pull out a few. Now, not all of these are bagged and boarded, as they should be. So if you do keep comic books as a collection, please make sure you bag and board, because it is very kind for your comic books if you do this. All right, so right off the bat, we have some quintessential comic books from the 90s, which is RoboCop, The Future of Law Enforcement, number 10 and 12. I'm trying to see who did the... Sullivan did the covers on these, and he did a great job with these covers right here for RoboCop, right there. So that's RoboCop number 10 and 12. I haven't even looked through these yet. I opened up the box just to make sure that that's what they were, and then I did nothing with it after that. So we're going through this together for the first time. So that's always fun and exciting because I don't know what's all in here. So I got Wolverine and Gambit, Victims, Point of No Return by Tim Sale, number 4. Right here, this one's decent shape, and it's got some good color. It's got some foil going on the Wolverine and Gambit. There is problems with it, as you can see, with the tick marks on the edge. Again, no bag and board. And then you got Snoochies and Boochies on the back with mall rats back here on the back side. Now this one's seen better days, the new Spider-Man 2099. As you can see, the cover is already coming off of this one. So this one was not stored very well at all. The inside still looks good, but as far as the actual cover itself, this would probably come back at a 1 point at best out of grade. So this one goes off to the side, which will go there for now. Ooh, Gargoyles number 1, embossed cover. If you don't know what that means that the cover has been pressed. Uh-oh, what do we got in here? We have a certificate of authenticity. Goblin Entertainment Incorporated issued this certificate to authenticate this copy of Goblin Studios number 1 as one of a specially limited series of 500 signed by writers and artists of Goblin Studios number 1. Certificate number 347 of 500. Now, I don't think that goes with this comic book because there is no signature on this comic book that I'm seeing anywhere. And this is not Goblin Studios. This is Marvel Comics right here. So this does not go with that. So it would be kind of cool to see where this Goblin Studios is, and hopefully it's in here. Now, this comic book does have its dings and ticks on the edge. Let me move out into the mic. Does have dings and ticks on the edge, so You can see the marks right here. Again, not going to come back at a great grade. Good morning, Roy. Welcome to the show, finally. As I am 40 minutes in to the show. So, but that one's a decent one right there, right off the bat. RoboCop number 11 to go with our number 10 and number 12. So now we have 10, 11, and 12 right there all together. So there you go. We got another Uncanny X-Men number 344, which is in, again, rough shape. If you don't keep your stuff bagged and boarded, this is what happens, folks. So as you can see right here, you got that nice little bend. This can be pressed out, but you know, once you start pressing it, it's not going to come back great for great. I mean, it's going to come back at a decent grade when it gets pressed, but who knows? Okay, so now we're looking at, and let's go with another Uncanny X-Men 316, the Phalanx Covenant, right here with the foil embossed cover right here. So awesomeness right there in itself. That one is good shape. It does have a bent corner, but not too bad. Then you got Steel Town Rockers 4 and 5 in a 6-issue miniseries. Sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Who doesn't like that? If Terry doesn't get himself killed. So this is a rock and roll comic book from Marvel as well. All these are Marvel comics in here. And then you've got Ravage 2099, a Dragonlance versus Ravage 2099 right there. Again, this one has got its own issues with it. Then you've got Gargoyles number 3 to go with the other one, Connor and Palmiotti. So that's very awesome. Again, you can see how it was stored right there. It is not a very straight period at all, as you can see right there. So again, bag and board your shit, people. That's what I'm saying. Bag and board your shit. Where did Gargoyles number 1 go? There's number 3. And all these will get back in order eventually as we go along. Then in this grouping, we've got the Sensational Spider-Man number 21. Night brings the Technomancers. But this one's a decent comic book. It does have a little bit of a roll on the spine right here as we go. All right, so we're going to continue on. Like I said, this is the first time for me going through these comic books, so bear with me as I try to figure all this out. As I am digging through 13 pounds worth of comics. Oh, there's some more Steel Town Rockers down in there. Then we got Wolverine number 204, Manifest Destiny. Again, this one is bagged, but it should have had a board, and it would have saved that little number. Let me pull that back. Pull that back. You can see how its spine bends like that. Instead of it going straight, it goes like this, which is not good for a comic book. Now, again, that can be pressed out. Deadpool number 3. Right there. That one's a decent one. Still got some sharp corners. It does have a little bit of a bend right there. The only thing is special value comic book 3 for 99 cents that they stuck right on the cover. Whoever had this prior, wherever they bought this from, they stuck that right on the cover, and that will never come off again, because if you do, you will rip the comic book. Amazing Spider-Man, Seen Better Days, number 22. Again, just for right there, you can see me bending that over because it's already been bent and twisted. Oh, yay, some Ren and Stimpy number 10. For those of you that love some MTV, Ren and Stimpy. Again, 3 for 99 cents on the corner. I'm sure Ren and Stimpy isn't that pricey anyway. The Awesome Slapstick, part 3 of 4. He's about to get his junk lasered in this one. I haven't actually heard of this one before, but it's probably around the era that I was actually collecting, but just skipped over this one just because it didn't look interesting to me. I'm just looking at the year. 1992. So yeah, that was a year I was collecting, but that would not have been something that I collected. Mark Bagley on The Amazing Spider-Man, number 382 with the Hulk, right there. This one's seen better days as well, as there is some bins and some rolls in this one. Again, if you are going to collect comic books, or if you are interested in collecting comic books, please bag and board your shit to avoid these kind of damages that you're seeing in my hands. We got Mad Dog number 1, Ace Comics. It's actually Marvel Comics under Ace Comics title moniker, and it is a double Mad Dog issue there. 1993, Mad Dog number 1. And then let's go ahead and pull this one, because we might have the entire run of Steel Town Rockers, because we've got number 6 and number 3, plus the ones we already have back behind me. We also have more Slapstick, number 1, number 2, and that one was number 3 out of a 4-issue miniseries, I think. So we've got 3 of the 4 for Slapstick right here. So we almost have the full run. Joy. Oh, who were we speaking of just a little bit ago? Captain America. This is Avengers West Coast Terminated, number 102, with Captain America and Agents. With the 3 for 99¢ on the cover. That's always fun. Thor number 471, Blood and Thunder. This one's got a ripped cover on the top up here in the corner, right up here. So it's already down to about a 3.0, plus the bends. And then you got Deadpool number 4 versus the Hulk, right there. It's a cool little cover where the Hulk's all pissed off and gonna smash Wade right there. All right. Oh, here's number 1 to Steel Town Rockers. So now we just need number 2, I believe, and we'll have the rest. Oh, this one's cool. This one is, and it is a little bit damaged, but it is Miles Morales, Spider-Man number 1. New creative team, new direction, new. Your new favorite book. Miles Morales, Spider-Man number 1. It does have a little spot down here on the corner, right there. But it's not bad. Again, don't know the year on it, but I can find out really fast. No, I can't, because they do this a lot. They put it on the second page instead of the first page. And this one looks like it's farther in, like at the back. There we go. This one's 2021, so just 4 years ago. Oh, you got Sabretooth number 3 coming at you live. This was a good series, actually. I liked this one. I really did like this series when I had it, but I do not like the fact, again, 3 for 99¢ on the cover. Mark Texeira did some great work in that book with his artwork, and just phenomenal stuff. War Machine number 11 with a bent corner and the sticker on the corner as well. So again, we're going through 13 pounds, 14 pounds worth of comics, and we are finding some good stuff. Now we are finding some bent and things like that, but that's to be expected with the way they kept these comic books. We got the Incredible Hulk 394, fighting Trauma. This one is a beat up comic book as well. I mean, it doesn't look too beat up here, but you can see that it's been slightly bent right here in this little section. Anybody asking any questions? If they are, I apologize. Checking, seeing what the last comment was, which was Roy. All right, so there we go with that one. Steel Town. Oh, here we do. We got the entire run of Steel Town Rockers. Number 2 right here in hand. Then we got the Punisher Euro hit. 7 of 7. The final conflict is the final countdown with the Baron and Tarantula, and then the Punisher on the front cover. Again, a beat up little cover as well. As you can see, inside isn't bad, but you can still see the damage. All right, now we're getting into the good stuff. The bagged and boarded to keep it straight. Age of Ultron, book 10, right here. So this one is nice. Looks like he's fighting the X-Men and some of the Avengers in, that looks like Storm. You got Captain America, you got the Red Hulk, you've got Iron Man, and I'm not sure who this guy is down here at the bottom, to be honest. There's just one, is there just one book in there? Yeah, just one book in there. All right, then you got Thunderbolts number 12. So somebody did do some bagging and boarding, which is good. That keeps your books protected. This one is a little bent, even though it's bagged and boarded. Avengers AI number 11. Again, a book I haven't heard of. Then another Thunderbolts number 10 with Punisher and Elektra on the cover. She's about to stab Punisher in the chest. Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, number 2, and number 1, and number 3. So 1, 2, and 3. All right, so we got the entire Kate Bishop line, it looks like, from the Hawkeye series. If you saw the Hawkeye TV show, you would be able to see Kate Bishop in action there. Let's continue this. This is fun, isn't it? This is fun. I know it's probably not fun for you guys. You guys are like, why is this guy even on? Why does this guy even have a live show? Oh, so boring. All right, the Ultimate X-Men number 46 with Storm, it looks like, on the front cover. The Temptress Part 1 right there. So you've got the Temptress coming at you. So this is some cool artwork. And, you know, that was one that I did get into a little bit. Ultimate X-Men number 42. Again, with Storm on the cover, more grown up. With that one, with David Finch doing the artwork. Phenomenal artist, just FYI. Ultimate X-Men number 43. So we're going to put these in order. 42. Ultimate X-Men number 44. Number 45. And number 46 right there. Oh, joy. Oh, joy. Can I just say, oh, joy? This is by far one of the silliest of covers, I guess, if you will. It's when Captain America relaunched itself and Liefeld did the cover. Liefeld did these pretty crazy looks to Captain America. So this one, the drugged out look on his face. Let me see if I can get that in there close. The drugged out look on his face. Supposed to be a menacing jump looking at you. I mean, he's almost in Superman flight mode. And then just some of the poses he put him in on the inside with this huge ass chest. I'm hoping it's in here. I doubt it is, because I know it was on a cover to a Captain America, and I don't think it's going to be inside here. But he did this huge ass chest where he, you know, was standing sideways, and his chest is protruding out. Looks like huge boobs is what it really looks like. But, you know, a lot of people gave him flack and made fun of his shit for that for the longest point in time. And I get it, but, you know, Spider-Gwen and the Gwenverse, number 2. So that was not a bad comic by Land. Then you've got Sneak Peeks February, free issue, featuring some of February's hottest titles, including New Avengers number 9, X-Men Legacy number 249, and more. And this one's in pretty good shape for it. You got X-Men number 8, Silver Surfer number 1. Get all your Marvel comics at, someone was supposed to put there, sticker right there, but they did not, which is good for them. All right, then you got Spider-Gwen number 31, a really cool Technoverse cover style right there. Very, very cool looking. Then you got Blood Hunt number 1, Free Comic Book Day, which has the Uncanny X-Men plus every other action hero. And hello, welcome to my almost hour show. Right here, Blood Hunt number 1, Free Comic Book Day. Darkhawk number 30. Right there. Darkhawk was an interesting character. A lot like Wolverine with the claws, and then you also had the Silverhawks back in the day, and then you also had Silverhawk by Jim Valentino for Image Comics. Then you got Marvel Voices, an all-female crew, it looks like. Number 1, Free Comic Book Day. It's a little beat up as it's been bent right here. As you can possibly see that line that goes right there in that. Then we have Spider-Man, the Ultimate Verse. There's a lot of free comic books in here. Free Comic Book Day. Your comic books do a Free Comic Book Day, and they have specific ones that they have on the counter that you can pick up throughout that point in time. This is Spider-Man Ultimate Universe number 1. Free Comic Book Day. It is a little beat up on the back side. The front side, not too bad. Iron Man number 14, the annual. This one does have some, obviously, damage right here on this corner, right here, down the spine. It is a thicker comic book because it is the annual, but it is annual number 14. And then this one, the Coup de Grace. This is why I really, really got this set. Even though I didn't need it, it was cheap enough, and it was just fun because of this one comic book right here. A Jim Lee autographed comic right here. X-Men number 1, when they came out with Jim Lee's stuff. I'm going to have to rebag and board this just because this little piece right here sucks. It was broken all over the place. But this one is autographed by Jim Lee on the cover. It is still in primo condition. There are a couple of small bad spots for it. But this was a gatefold cover all the way around right there. But I'll show you the signature a little closer. Right there. Jim Lee. Right there. Jim Lee. Right there. So you do get to find some comic books like this periodically. Whenever you are doing these auctions. Then we've got, throw that down there, Ghost Rider Midnight Suns, number 28, part 1 of 6, plus bonus poster in each issue. Ghost Rider number 28, Spirits of Vengeance number 1, Morbius number 1, Darkhold number 1, Night Stalker number 1, Ghost Rider number 31. So here is Ghost Rider in the Midnight Suns. Right there, Avengers Spotlight number 28, Iron Man Battles Claw, and the Wizard. Right there. Then you've got Quasar, number 27. A little beat up cover. Got some spine ticks, showing you the X-Men action figures from back in the day on the back cover. Spider-Man Unlimited number 8, a little bit thicker book. It does seen better days. Looks like it's got a little bit of water damage to it. Right in this area, which you can see right there. You can kind of see how it wobbles and waves right there. So that means it probably got a little water damage to it at some point in time. A drippage of water, all that good stuff. You got X-Men 2099 number 5 with the 3 for 99 cent sticker on the bottom here where the UPC used to be. Amazing Spider-Man 790. Very cool looking cover. Looks like it was painted. X-Men number 33 to go with that number 1 over here, where Sabretooth is about to attack Gambit by Andy Kubert, one of the greats comic book artists out there. Venom number 4. Oh, special 4th issue. Oh, look at that. That's a pretty sought after cover right there. Avengers Assemble. I'm going to keep that one off to the side. I mean, it does need a little bit of pressing. Avengers Assemble number 17, part 4 of 5. Avengers Assemble, The Enemy Within, Captain Marvel. Right there. The Superior Spider-Man number 11. He's been caged. Right there. Wolverine and Ghost Rider number 65. Marvel Comics presents Baptism of Fire. Plus The Invisible Woman versus The Invisible Girl, and Ragnarok and roll with Star Fox. And Only Poison Can Kill the Pain. Poison Ivy on the back. Alright. And then you get a really nice thick book. Amazing Spider-Man number 19. J.R. Jr. and Hannah. This is a pretty cool cover. And it is nice shape, 100%. But look at this thing. Right here. A very, very thick book. Very, very long book. They don't put the page numbers in here, so I can't tell you how many pages are in here. But, yeah, John Romita Jr. did the artwork. So very, very cool. I don't know if he did the artwork on the inside. You can tell. That's a very thick, cool book. All right. Cloak and Dagger, number 11. Right here. Cloak and Dagger was always a fun comic book to read. X-Force was another one why I wanted this. X-Force number 1, which I have plenty of covers of this. So, but that Jim Lee autograph. Avengers Spotlight starring Hawkeye, number 34. With American Agent in there. Silver Surfer, number 41. He's job hunting, since he no longer works for Galactus. Age of Ultron, book 9. Wolverine on Wolverine action going on here. You got Avengers, number 12. Under the Marvel Now. You got the Mighty Thor, part 1, 468. Where he's fighting the Silver Surfer. Right there. This was a $1 comic. Had a $2 comic with the Mighty Thor, number 2. With Helena on their cover. Tales of Suspense. Featuring Captain America and Iron Man. Another thick comic book. This is Tales of Suspense. It doesn't give me a number. It shows me right there. Looks like a Magnolia cover. No, it's a McNeil. Looks like a Magnolia cover for a minute. Then you got Warlock Chronicles and Warlock and the Infinity Watch. So Warlock Chronicles number 6. This one's a little bit bent up. This is part 3 of part 4. So there is some the Blood and Thunder sections, part 3 and 4, right here. So that's why they were collecting these, was because they were in the series of the Blood and Thunder. That is why they had those. And then we're at the bottom of the listing here. Part 5 of the Blood and Thunder. Right here in Thor number 469. RoboCop number 13 and number 6. So we got some more to add to the RoboCop collection right there. And then we've got the Marvel Masterpieces number 3. Right there featuring Iron Man on the cover. Then you've got Tales of the Marvels Blockbuster, which is a pretty cool Marvel Select cover right there. Right there and right there. And then we got 2 more, and we are done with going through 14 pounds worth of comic books. Thunderbolts number 1 right here. Justice Like Lightning, Thunderbolts number 1. And just know there is a Thunderbolts movie in the works, or a TV series for Disney Plus. And then Marvel Masterpieces number 1, featuring Spider-Man, and it looks like cockroach legs right there. So there you have it. We just went through 14 pounds worth of comic books. Then the best one for the whole grouping was the Jim Lee autograph. Which, let me show you how this is supposed to be done, shall we, folks? Sorry for the pants and the everything else shot that you're seeing right now. At least nothing's hanging out like at that strip club. Excuse me, gentleman's club. Okay, so I am taking a fresh bag and a fresh board. Fresh bag, fresh board. I am inserting said board into fresh bag. Sliding it in. Dun dun. I am taking X-Men #1 autographed by Jim Lee and sliding it into said bag and board. So you guys get to watch me do it. And it's all the way seated down inside. And then we fold over the top. Grab us a little piece of tapey tape. Like such. Most people would use clear tape. I use my painter's tape, since that's what I have handy in my office. And now, even though water can still get to this if it were to be submerged, it is now properly bagged and boarded. Now, this is not the proper size bag and board because you would want it not to move around at all. So you would want the modern bag and board. This is the silver bag and board, so it's a little bit oversized, but it still keeps it more protected than not having a bag and board on it, period. So there you go. All right. So with all that being said, I appreciate each and every one of you being here with me live, checking out the channel, going through 14 pounds worth of comic books and my 2 action figures from the X-Files that I got in. And until next time, we will catch you on the flip side. Have a good day, everybody.